What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. We're going to get right into this topic because there's a lot to discuss, a lot of new clips starting to resurface, and also, some big reaches that I do want to call because I do want to be fair about this. And, I do think Karmelo Anthony should go to prison for life. That's neither here nor there. But also, hey, look, when I reported on him buying a brand new house, I admitted that once more information came out, that was incorrect. About buying a brand new car, that was also incorrect. I try to, keep it 100 no matter what. There's a couple of weird reports going out with some videos of the kid that are odd. However, there is some pretty spicy video. Apparently, some of his former classmates spilled the beans about him getting into, apparently, fights all the time. This is a little different than what I was told about this perfect little boy that didn't do nothing wrong. But let's get into it. Huge shout out to Meta PCs. They're the only computer I use. I recommend it to my friends and family. And promo code The Quartering will save you money. I want to share this video. This gentleman makes the best statement yet. Too much common sense concerning Austin Metcalf / Karmelo Anthony encounter. Saying it's not about race. I don't necessarily think there's no evidence that this is quote unquote about race. And I've never said it was. There's a larger overarching conversation about a particular group of people, in particular young black men that are out there taking lives like they're cookies out of a cookie jar. But the Karmelo Anthony case, we've seen no evidence that it had anything to do with race. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Yeah, so, I think sometimes some things just need to be said. I've had a couple debates about the whole Austin Metcalf murder. And, basically what I'm getting from this is that there are a lot of people
Ricky
still in 2025 who think that you are just supposed to walk around seeing the whole world through the lens of race. And that's just not the person that I am, right?
It's not the person I am either, but it is the person that most Democrats want people to be. But shout out to this guy for, I'm that way too. I don't really live my life thinking about race constantly, but there are people that do.
This particular situation, I look at this situation through the lens of a father, right? Because I have a son that plays sports, and I cannot imagine taking my son to a soccer game or a basketball game and the end result is him being dead, stabbed in the chest over what? A argument, a confrontation, a shove, a push. I don't think that there's a scenario where you could convince me as a father, right? If my kid didn't have a gun, a knife, a stick, a slingshot, a screwdriver, nothing, right? There's nothing that you can tell me to convince me that someone else is justified in stabbing him in the heart and fucking killing him.
Big agree.
You can't justify it. I don't give a fuck what color the person is.
Agree.
Nothing. Because this is just what I would describe as just everyday teenage boy shit. Like, I used to be 17 years old, right? And we got into little scuffles and mishaps and stuff like that because that's just teenage boy shit. And at no point in time did anybody ever die behind it, at least around me. You understand what I'm saying? And
same for me. Fighting was a thing. Pushing was a thing. Shoving was a thing. Maybe people throw hands once in a while, but it never escalated.
The situations where it did, nobody was, jumping to defend the killer. I don't understand it, man. And it's sad that this has become, like a race thing, because I thought about this, right? And I don't doubt it for even a second, right? If you took this exact same scenario and just simply swapped the race of the two kids, all the people who are saying this was self-defense, they would be demanding justice. They'd be ready to march up and down the goddamn street, sweating and spitting and hollering and all that shit. I guarantee it.
Good base. Love this guy.
Not only that, but if there was a situation between two black kids, if this was two black kids,
never would have even been in the news.
All the people who care so much about this wouldn't even give a fuck.
See, this is my I was shout out to Panamanian and Ricky. We're on the same page, 100%.
Give a fuck, and I know this because
100%.
this
Same page.
type of stuff happens in the community every day.
He means
and they
the
don't
black
care.
community.
They don't say nothing. Nobody's upset about it. It's just a normal thing. So this is the same thing. This is no different than Black Lives Matter. The only time people care about teenage boys killing each other, because it happened in the hood every single day. The only time these motherfuckers care is when a white person is involved and they can make it a race thing. That's the only time y'all care about what happens with youth in the community. That's the only time.
100% agree. He's talking about, again, when he says the community, I assume he means the black community. This is, 100% agree with this dude. But now we've got some other interesting video. A student who knows Karmelo Anthony was being interviewed. The clip is being removed on liberal social media platforms for exposing aggressive tendencies. Look at this. It's just a 15-second clip. Does it mean nothing? Well, I don't think it's going to matter in terms of his court case. There's a lot of people that are really blowing stuff out of proportion. But this one does speak to the reputation that this kid had.
One girl that we spoke with knew Anthony pretty well, that she says, and told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff but...
I only know him fighting. So he's been in, I would assume, multiple fights. Again, getting into a high school fight does not, necessarily say, hey, this person's a cold-blooded killer, or, I definitely, just about every guy I know has been in a scrap or two. But, they were not known for fighting unless it was happening constantly. Even when I was in high school, there was you used to go to Sandy Knoll Park, and there would be like bare knuckle boxing there between, I think it was when I was in high school. I was in high school. There would be boxing matches out there, and between kids in the school to settle their beefs. This is somebody who says Karmelo Anthony is synonymous with getting in fights.
I told us this.
I'm in shock because it's like, I wouldn't expect that from him. I only know him fighting and stuff but to take someone's life is just like a different level.
So it sounds like he gets in a lot of fights. Again, I would say apparently he was a good, and he's, Karmelo Anthony was and never has been a good kid and deserves maximum penalty. I mean, it sounds like he has a fighting problem at school. I'm assuming, there's a lot of cope and seethe in the comments saying this video doesn't show anything. This video yeah, it kind of does. Then there's this video, which actually does show nothing. Now, I don't want to call out the individual that posted this video, so I'm going to kind of not put their name on here. I don't want to send a bunch of hate someone's way, but there are people who are watching this video of Karmelo Anthony and saying, oh, there's red flags. People in jail are going to love this boy's, they're going to bust his cheeks because they're going to see all this stuff. There's nothing in this video that is anything more than normal sports talk. Nothing. This is just normal video footage of a kid trash talking playing football. Yet they're saying leaked footage sends Texas inmates into a frenzy. Bruh. What? He seems like a normal kid doing normal trash talk while they're playing football. Nothing to see there. However, there was this clip, which I thought was pretty funny, and also some more vile donations. This is from the Al Berry Show, uploaded. I don't know if he's the original creator, but I wanted to share this with you.
Anthony, I invited you here because you profited $500,000 by simply stabbing a white kid at a track meet. Possibly in self-defense and also possibly not. Either way, I admire your entrepreneurial creativity. With my ability to profit off of marginalized black communities and your successful business idea, we will make lots of money. I know exactly how we'll get funding for this wildly out-of-the-box idea of black kids stabbing white kids.
Yeah. Who are you going to see?
Sharks. I'm Al Sharpton, and this is Karmelo Anthony. Together we founded a company called Stab a White Boy When No One's Looking, then set up a GoFundMe. It's a simple idea. A black boy stabs a white boy at the exact time no one's looking. Since the stabbing took place out of sight, no one can be certain that it was self-defense or not. Dumb people will just assume the black kid is not guilty based entirely on racial biases and then give us money.
Well, the black kid is always the victim in these situations.
Right.
You see,
Mark
it's
Cuban.
already working. Karmelo Anthony, I invited...
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong. But also I want to point out, there seems to be a growing number of donations on this that are very odd. Here's some new donations on the Karmelo Anthony Give, Send, Go. For $10. White American males are by far the most inferior victimhood race of people I've ever seen. I really wish people would get rid of these bed wenches, black male cucks, for white, like Charleston White, who a degenerate and anyone who think they can attack black boys. I joined a militia and been training self-defense since I seen these cowards attack Melo. I'll be in Dallas. Ready, coward. Well, perhaps you should pick up a book because you can't talk or write. But again, honestly, if Karmelo stabbed him for no reason at all, I'd still donate. Whites have gotten away with taking our lives for hundreds of years. I couldn't care less. I mean, these are very, very odd. By the way, there's a lot of donations from FBA, which the FBA is a group led by failed rapper Tariq Nasheed, who also is referenced in Slaying High School student Austin Metcalf as a white supremacist. This is foundational black American saying, you know, again, it's from FBA. There is a lot. I mean, these people hate you that are doing these type of donations and things of that nature. And this case is, the new information is definitely drying up, and they're not letting a lot of stuff out there. So I hope you are enjoying the coverage and you're informed by it. If you are and you made it this far in the video, please make sure you subscribe and you leave a like or follow the channel so you get notified each and every time I have new news on this. We'll talk to you again real soon.